We had a few words, and then he like, oh, you acting like a blah, blah, blah. He said it twice.
What I asked you was if you wanted to repair the relationship with your son, and you said no 4 times.
Yeah, 5 now.
So listen, Tion came to the Karamo show to try and settle a conflict between he and his father, Raphael. Tion says that through a series of misunderstandings, Raphael kicked his door down and called him a homophobic slur, so Tion retaliated by macing his dad. Y'all were hot in the comments from this episode, taking sides, and some of you even calling me out. Y'all were calling me out? Let's get into it. I want to read this. All right, so here we go.
You go from him being home, and then all of a sudden you macing him calling you the F word, then him kicking down doors. Something within that is not tracking.
It was an argument. We was arguing in between time, and I told him, since I have to wait to get in my house, you can just leave and you can just get out of my house. I took his bag and his girlfriend's bag. Y'all can get out.
You have to give respect to get it back. Calling his son the F slur is disrespectful, but also calling a grown black man boy is disrespectful. The son does more talking than listening. I disagree 100%. It is the parent's job to be better. And I say this as a parent. It is my job to say, I need to listen. I need to hear what's hurting you so that I can be the one to start the process of us growing and being better. Why do we feel like we need to put this responsibility on a child? And even if that child is 25 or 30, they are still a child. And yes, they've learned something, but if they've been trained through trauma that this is how I interact with my parent, then you can't blame them when the pain starts to come out, when they start to be disrespectful, because yes, they're hurting. And it's the job of the parent to heal them, not the other way around. So that's just my take on it.
I didn't mess up.
Like,
You did mess up.
You right, I was 10 minutes late.
No, because you called your son out of his name.
Yes, after he disrespected his father.
it don't matter if he was 5, 10, or 20 minutes late. I still shouldn't have to wait for my kid to get in my own house.
I ain't never grew up where you could disrespect your parents and get
That's
away
my
with
house.
it.
I don't have
No
to wait
one
for you
said
to
he
get in
was
my
gonna
house.
get away
What do
with
you
it.
I
mean?
ain't never grew up where you could disrespect your parents.
Well,
Karamo, with all due respect, you are wrong on this one. The kid disrespected his father by macing him, and all you care about is his retaliation, which is actually a reaction to the son's action. When did it become okay for children to disrespect their parents? No one wants their child to mace them, but we also have to look at, what are my actions? Now, it's one thing if this was an out-of-control child that had a perfect household, that they were just acting out because there were some deeper issues that they had on their own. But that wasn't the case here. This is a child who was saying, Dad, you hurt me. I was abandoned by my mother. There was things that were going on, and I needed you. And you weren't there, and you hurt me, and you continuously hurt me. And now I'm hurting so much that I feel like the only way I can get you back or get you to understand me is by hurting you.
we had a few words, and then he like, oh, you acting like a blah, blah, blah. He said it twice. So by the second time, I'm ready.
Yeah.
So I maced him. So I
Yeah.
pushed him out. He was on the little threshold, so I pushed him out and shut my door. When I shut my door, he kicked it. So
Yeah.
when he kicked it, I tried to stop it almost so it didn't really fall all the way down, but
He wrong though. You don't spray your father. His father's old school. That's that. Nobody was listening to the father's feelings though. Y'all are just proving my point about these old school comments. We gotta retrain our minds. Stop, stop, stop. Just because someone was born during a certain time does not mean that they get this undue respect or that we have to put them on some pedestal. If a father is not doing what's right by their child, then that father has to take accountability. It is the parent's job to heal the relationship, not the child's.
He is a spoiled kid.
I'm the only kid on my mom's side.
He's the only kid
I
on
don't
his mom's
care.
side. He's spoiled. Now he's grown, and we're not doing nothing for him no more. Now nobody likes him, loves him.
Say what?
That's it.
Next comment. That's how I know that this man hasn't been around his kids that much, because as a father, we get disrespected many times. We acknowledge it, discipline them, and move on. His son was wrong for assaulting his father, but you got to get over petty fights. Exactly. This is part of parenting. Unfortunately, it's never just perfect. Anybody in here who's just like, you know what, me and my mom and dad have never had one disagreement. We never had arguments. Yes, there's varying degrees. You know, like I'm not someone who would ever disrespect my parents by cussing at them or saying something. But that's because also I've learned the tools to be able to communicate better. But if you grew up in a household where you didn't learn the tools of how to communicate or how to express what you're feeling, or if you felt like your parents never heard you, yes, you're going to act out in negative ways. Is it right? No. But whose job is it to heal it? Parents. It's your job to heal the children. I appreciate y'all comments. I listen. Of course, I agree with some. I disagree with others, but that's what I love about this. It's an open dialogue. You tell me how you feel. I tell you how I feel. And you know what? Hopefully we can both learn something from each other. So come back next time, friends, so we can keep doing that. Hold up. Where are you going? I know you want to watch more Karamo, so click here to subscribe and click here to watch more so we can keep talking and growing, friends. I love you.